Welcome back to the Absolute Podcast, episode 36. This episode is with Jacob Church, also known as the only recurring guest on the Absolute Podcast for the third time ever out of the 36 episodes. So with that being said, enjoy episode 36 with Jacob and I. It was relaxed, it was also funny, it was also insightful. So enjoy. Thank you.
Here you go. Here you go.
I wonder if they can hear me.
Give me your cup.
Cheers, mate. Oh, cheers. No, that's fine. That's fine. All over
all over your brand new bike. What you finna do
the
now?
The backwash tastes good too.
Yeah, I just hawked the loogie in.
All right, Jacob Church.
Are we recording now?
The only recurring guest.
The only.
Yeah, you're the only
one and only.
The third episode.
I must be special
to be back. One solo, one partnered. Third.
Robert Feltus.
Yeah.
Almost done his book.
True. I forgot you forgot.
Forgot to
finish it.
I forgot to finish it.
I forgot that you forgot to finish it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, really though.
You're kind of scaring me a little bit over there.
Why?
I don't know. You're touching my feet and stuff.
One.
Okay, lots changed in 1 year though.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah.
You are now an official UXO technician.
Yeah, I'm an unexploded ordnance technician. Just
Fancy
for
term.
people.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what UXO stands for.
True.
You know how many times I've explained that? It's actually crazy. Like, you go anywhere and, you know, it's a common question. Like, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a UXO tech. And they just pause. Oh, what is that?
Yeah.
And then I always just go, oh, it's just soil remediation and with old explosives. And then they go, it's just explosives? What?
Yeah.
So
a whole different terminology that somebody's used to.
But sometimes I get just annoyed sometimes. Like, I'm not in the mood to explain it because people want to know a lot of times a lot more about it. And I just I just do soil remediation. And then they're just like, that's a big word. And people are just like, okay. Like, nothing?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll just agree that they know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, really?
I just say bomb tech just to be like elementary.
Pretty well.
It's like, you're not like disengaging bombs. You're more just...
No. We're not.
Out, right?
Yeah. We mag, which is metal detect and flag. So right now, first I started off as an assistant in this. So I was just running the metal detector. But now I'm truly digging and... You know, I have the course knowledge from February now, I guess. It's a long time ago. But, yeah, course and knowledge. So, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Now it's just becoming a Tech 2. So, I need so many hours. Become a Tech 2, and then that's pretty much.
Yeah. I looked on Gemtech today, actually.
Did you?
And I looked at the projects that are going on.
Yeah.
The first one comes up as UXO Technician, or UXO...
Yeah, remediation Sussex.
Yeah, remediation, yeah.
Yeah.
I clicked on it, but there's no more information. It was just that. Okay.
No, they don't put much information on that. I don't know if they truly can or not because, like, Department of National Defense tries to keep a lot of things, you know what I mean, tight and stuff. Like, the public doesn't need to know everything. Obviously, when you want to promote, Gemtech wants to promote themselves and put that on their job list to make them, you know, look like they got a lot going on, but... Yeah, there's only two right now. Gemtech has is Sussex and then Maryhill, which is on Victoria, which is on Vancouver Island in Victoria area. But yeah,
pretty rare job now that you think about it.
Yeah, like it's only crazy how this all happened. It's wild.
Yeah, only two places. Yeah, I was thinking that because
for Gemtech, there's also like Borden and Meaford in Ontario, and then there's also Tracadie. In Nova Scotia, and
under
then there's
a different company.
Yeah, so there's four main companies in Canada. So you got Gemtech, MRS, XTech, and Notra. But they all have their ups and downs. They say you'll jump companies all the time. You got to go where the work is because sometimes when it's...
Would they be fighting for those jobs?
Yeah, companies? So it's a bidding operation. So it can get kind of dirty in ways. Like we'll cut our guys' wages just to get jobs and stuff. And they had to like set a standard where you couldn't go below this amount for wage, couldn't go below this amount for certain things because like this job in 2002, people started off as a technician. It was like 35 an hour, and it actually has gone down since then.
That's so
but
strange.
nothing else has, and the reason is because of the bidding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
business is business.
I guess so.
Yeah.
If you don't have any business, then it doesn't
Right.
matter, right? So if you just kept your wages up, then you would go
So
out of
who
business.
pays Gemtech? Do you know? Like just government?
It'd be the government, yeah. So it'd be D&D, which is Department of National Defense, and then depending on if it's a privately owned property, like my father, or if it's still D&D property, is dependent on like who's in between. So there's like Public Works and then DCC. So Public Works is on the private side. They're like our guys we go to, like my boss goes to,
Yeah.
and on the other side it would be D&D and DCC that go towards it. No, it's super cool though. Like the course,
Yeah,
it was nice. It
super
was down in
interesting.
Texas,
Yeah.
So it was in College Station. So it was right on Texas A&M at University.
No college Chinese.
No,
Didn't have time for the
I
college
didn't have
Chinese.
time. It was 7 to 5.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you got to get a meal and get a little bit of studying. And weekends, still study.
Yeah.
You got to get caught up on your laundry.
Mm.
You know, adult
living. Yeah. Student
No.
life. Wow. That's so exciting.
No, it was pretty cool. It was only a 4-week course. So I was there for 4 weeks. You did part in the classroom and then part out on their range. So we did explosives like C4, the classic C4, then data sheet, perforators that are meant to punch holes through things, so they have an inverted cone. And then you have deck cord and other little stuff that's not.
And what you're naming right now is just different types of explosives?
Yeah, pretty well. It's all different. All has a purpose, right? C4 is malleable. You can bend it around anything. Put duct tape, it'll stay there, like kind of thing. It's like a waxy Play-Doh white material. Like a lot of people don't realize that it's very like flexible. Then there's like the perforators are solid metal, and then so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I know a lot more about it already than
Yeah.
like most people would.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
It's crazy.
You're
yeah.
my friend and all, so.
Wouldn't put it that far, but
Oh, you're an acquaintance, so I
Yeah.
just happen to have around sometimes. Last time we hung out was snowboarding.
yeah. Before I went, we went on our trip to
Yeah.
Sunday River. That was awesome.
Good mountain, guys. If you have a family, very good mountain. Or if you're an intermediate beginner snowboarder.
Yeah,
Correct.
it was like obviously I was in between beginner and
Yeah.
not beginner.
You're intermediate.
Novice, I
think
don't
I
know.
think you're novice.
After the trip, I'd say I was intermediate. Like I was
Yeah,
starting
you're
to get
fine.
it, but no.
By him
it's-
starting to get it, it's like I'm starting to hit jumps and I'm starting to
Yeah.
do spins and stuff.
It's
yeah.
a comfy hill. Like it was easy in a way, but not. It was the perfect in between.
Yeah. And we got to experience the Jordan 8.
Which
was sick.
beautiful. That was awesome.
Fastest chairlift in the world. Might have to clip this. So we got to ride.
Maybe
the
North
fastest-
America. Is it North America or the world?
North America. Yeah, definitely. You're going to like Switzerland. They have like
Yeah, I was gonna
10
say.
times faster. And they got iPads in their
Yeah.
chairlift. They got.
The thing was heated, like gaming
Yeah.
chair type look, seats in it, comfortable. You had the shield that came over, and it was moving.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. You get up the hill in like 4 minutes or something
Yeah.
like that.
I'm kind of glad that we got a hotel. This is just for anybody listening. We got a hotel on one side of the mountain, but there's a hotel on each side of the mountain. But the Jordan 8 was on the opposite side of us. And I don't think we would have discovered the whole mountain if we went on like the other side of the hill.
Yeah, if we didn't know Jordan 8 was like, if
Jordan 8 wasn't on
didn't
the right
exist,
side,
yeah,
yeah.
we probably would have never got that far.
Yeah.
we had to take like 4 lifts at least to get close to the Jordan 8.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to take lift, come
Yeah,
down, go
4
towards
just to
the
get to the
left.
bottom of Jordan 8. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got to go up Jordan 8, and there's even more to the left after
Mhm.
that. Now I see already they're putting another similar one up. Is
up
starting.
again?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're replacing one of the older ones and putting a.
Well, the thing that's sick, I think they're going to try to do that for each mountain. because like Sugarloaf,
Yeah.
Sunday River, and so Sugarloaf's blue, Sunday River's red, and then there's another one orange.
Oh, okay.
They have like one under
All
one
same.
company. They own 3
Wow.
mountains, and I think they're gonna try to put like a Jordan 8, an orange one, a red one, and a blue one, all in the mountains.
Wow.
It was pretty crazy.
That'd be pretty nuts.
Man, I wish I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were talking about cottages. Just like, is that something that you'd want? Is that something you'd do? And like for me, not really. But then I thought about it, and I was like, if I was to get a cottage, it'd be at the mountain, like the ski resort or something.
Wouldn't be worth it any other way.
Yeah.
Or if you had your own little miniature ski resort or something in the backwoods down a hill or something.
That'd be crazy. Just rig up a little. What would you want for a motor for?
I just buy a dirt bike and make it into like a wenching system.
Yeah, I've seen people use like little 50C.
Yeah, 50cc. Or...
I feel like if you're gonna have like an actual good hill, like not a backyard, you'd want like a 250. Just to.
I don't know.
To
I don't know if it
kinda.
really matters because you don't. I don't think you want to go mock chicken up the hill.
I think that's.
I
fun.
can already see me like
make a pump track going up.
On. Yeah, holding on to the thing for dear life.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, I was just talking about cottages, and I was like, yeah, like the water. As much as I love like fishing and kayaking, and I'm not a big boat guy. I'd never go out of my way to go boating.
Jet skiing.
Jet skiing is a different story.
Yeah,
that's so
just,
fun.
That's just fun.
Tubing's fun as well.
Yeah.
But I just thought, I was like, like my favorite sport being snowboarding. I think I'd want the cottage, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, by the mountain. What do they call that? A chalet?
Yeah, because I feel like a cottage is somewhere on a water, and then a camp's in the middle of the wood, and then a chalet's on like a
mountain.
A mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I'd go chalet before anything.
Yeah.
First, you got to get the second home. That's the first.
Or that could just be your home. Imagine all year round snowboarding. Move out. I don't even know where that is. Whistler's pretty near all year round, isn't it?
Yeah, mostly. I think like you're only hitting like 3 trails maybe with snow still on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you have to hike the mountain.
I don't know enough. Never been.
Never been. Also, me and Jacob have started doing an annual snowboarding trip every year. We're going
going where do you want to go this year?
Ooh, that's... Comment down below. Where should we
I'm
go?
thinking Poli.
I'm thinking no.
It's a long drive.
Yeah, but you, with your job, interesting enough, you usually get, what, a little 2-month period? You're like a teacher of it. Instead of the summer, you get the winter.
It's just seasonal. So when it's snow on the ground or whatever, then usually I'm not working, right?
Hard to dig up bombs when it's rock.
When it's frozen. Yeah. I've done it. We went into like mid-November last year, and it was...
Yeah. And being Canadian boys,
It wasn't bad. Like, I dealt with it, but we were in a 250-acre blueberry field. The winds are a bit strong in there, and it's -6, and you're like... just shaking, right?
Yeah.
And trying to get this stuff done before winter, I guess. And they're pushing on you.
Get the quota.
Yeah.
Will you be done this job site that you're working at now this year?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell because how we're doing it's called dacking. So we have grids 25 meters by 25 meters, and they're just aligned with north and south pole. So then we do that. We do the grids. If we find... It's hard to explain, but I'll get Mitchell some pictures. But if you find 3-inch fins or something related big time to a mortar or the explosive, then you have a high probability that they were shot there. So then it expands again. So it's like you start off small with small grids, and then it gets bigger and bigger as you figure out where they shot at, right?
Yeah.
Because it's weird. Because
would it be like a baseball field in a sense, like by
it would
home
just
plate? It would be super narrow or like small quarters.
It would just work like you're 25. Yeah, so they all have a specific range, and they don't usually go past that. There's the odd one, the guy firing it did something special inside, or threw an extra charge bag in it or whatever it is. But usually there's a line, and then if we get into an area that has like little to nothing and we're confident that we're in the fade out is what they call it, then they'll do like a wide area assessment beyond that. So beyond that, they'll just pick random grids. You'll do a wide area assessment. If you get anything, then they'll reinvestigate that item and all around it. Like the grids will open up all around it. We'll have to do those. But
Is there a quote on how far you have to dig, or is it just if you find...
yeah, so right now,
or not how far, but how
deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I want to say it's 30 centimeters.
Okay.
30 to 40, but like we get something and it's below, we're still going to clear it because it's our names going on this when it's done, right? So
Right.
you want it to be as good as possible. You don't want to hear 10 years down the road that someone found something, right?
Yeah.
So it's a serious job. There's moments you got to take it serious, but other than that, it's like laid back. You got to just go with the flow and everything. But like when it's time to, you're in an area that you're pulling like 60 kgs of metal out of a 25 meter by 25 meter. You're in this grid for 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
This grid, like very small, like they usually do 100 by 100 in the States a lot. But this grid is 25 by 25 pulling 60 kgs and a couple live. There's no like complacency. Like you can't take chances. You gotta, and usually grids like that we end up doing twice just to guarantee. Yeah, because a lot of the thing with metal detecting is like our error, right? So you find something, you dig that up. Well, now when you dig something up, you're exposing all the dirt around it. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times you can get really small, what they call like just frag. So you get really small stuff, and we're not contracted to remove all that. If there was, we'd be there forever because it's just everywhere.
Right.
But
there's jobs that do that.
There's
clear like metal out of it.
A lot of native lands that have been polluted. They'll win metal-free contracts because there wasn't supposed their land was stolen for these purposes. So
that almost seems like a waste in a sense, but I mean I understand it as
waste of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, but they won the contract, right? They got to fight. They fought for it and stuff. So,
yeah.
But they just get bigger and bigger, these grids, and you're pulling crazy stuff out. You gotta like put your head down and get to work and make sure you're not doing anything wrong. But
yeah, I think when I first heard that you're doing this job, it made me think like how many unique jobs are out there that we don't know about.
Yeah, I didn't know it existed.
Because like to think that your company that you're working with, there's only 4
in Canada,
and then that you guys only have 2 sites in Canada. Like, literally 2 small locations.
Yeah.
Like,
it's...
not small locations, but
it's,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, operations.
Small towns, or 2 towns.
Yeah, like, it's crazy. A lot of it's coastal. Like, I'm not saying all of it's coastal, but obviously people that join the Army in the prairies and stuff, like, they also need to practice and stuff, so it's potential, but... It's hard on the coast because your coast is where you're the weakest, right? Because that's where people attack you from, right? They're coming by plane. They don't start in the center and move out. No. They come to your coast. So a lot of stuff's on the coast because there's Gagetown, obviously. They still have an active range. And then there's Sussex. There's Debert, Nova Scotia. There's a spot in PEI. I don't know.
Where is Sussex active range?
It's on the property. That's not an active range. These are old. These are called what they call legacy sites.
But do we have an active one in Sussex?
No. Everything goes to Gate. Like
okay. Everything in New Brunswick probably.
Even in, I think it's the biggest. I don't even know what you would call it. Army facility in the Atlantic. So, I think that would be awesome. That's a goal of mine, is to go on an active range. Like it's something you can actually do, and you get exposed to like everything.
True.
Because
they're building stuff there, aren't they?
No.
They don't build on the military base, do you think?
Oh, yeah. They build on the military base. But, like, the range they go to, they have their own range that's, like, fenced off and stuff and just for the stuff. Eventually, it gets so polluted that it's not safe to...
Fire anymore?
Because it could be a chain reaction, right?
Yeah.
One thing go off, another one.
Boom.
So they like to clear those things, and that would be cool. That's what Meaford is right now. Meaford and Borden. That's an active range, so you have to check in and check out kind of thing with the military, and then you go in there and do their old job, because it was once military operated. So the military would come in and clean Sussex at one time. Well, they did.
Yeah.
Took them 3 weeks. Yeah, there's a news article in the Kings County Record that states they came in here and cleared the property in 3 weeks. And
so they just did
gave
they just did it above the ground.
I don't even know if they could have been a visual search, to be honest, because I don't know the technology they had back then. Like, it was 80s, I think.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. But
isn't there things you can get, like probes to put in the ground you can just see underground?
I don't know.
Like, I'm pretty sure
that's not something we do ground penetrating radar, so that'll detect anything.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's like 12 feet deep.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
But it's not actually something that strikes the ground. It's just they call it, we have a sled that it is practically, and it just gets pulled behind side by side or something, and then it's called ground penetrating. But it's like, I don't know, 80, 90 grand.
Oh, I believe
probably
it,
for all that stuff. Like, the equipment we use can be crazy expensive, but it's
insane.
It does a great job. It's way easier. Like, if you have an open field that's been saturated, they'll go through and it takes a GPS location, so it'll know exactly where these hits are, and then they'll come in with a system, just a staff with a GPS on it, and they'll just flag it. Instead of us doing the whole 5-acre field with a metal detector, it takes them 30 minutes to drive up and down this field and cover the whole thing, and then they just flag it for us. So we just go in, check it, dig it. There's no extra work. But in the wooded areas, you obviously can't do that.
I know what you're saying.
It'd be hard to get that sled around. It's massive.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Hard to steal, too.
No steel.
No, it would be hard to steal.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know. Like,
somebody take it for 90 grand to
would
sell.
Be useless to anybody else except the people in this industry.
Unless you parted it, I'm guessing, but
I don't even know if
even
it would be
know what you're
useful
talking.
then.
Yeah.
Because most of the stuff's
so specific.
Specific, and so, like, there's not even a company that makes these. Like, each company usually makes their own.
Really?
Yeah, so there's a couple guys that make their own, and
that's sick.
Yeah, so it's mainly I don't know exactly what it's made of, but I'm guessing some sort of fiberglass material, because you obviously can't have metal on it. Minimal metal.
Mm-hmm. Be reactive. Another big thing that you did when you came back to this military base is you got a compound bow. Compound bow.
It's awesome.
Which I'm curious, because I don't think I've asked you this question just on a personal level. You got one, and I remember you
got rid of it.
Yeah. But then what made you want to get one again? I just remember you saying, "Hey, I'm getting one," and I just agreed, like, yes, get one.
Oh yeah.
But then
You
what
didn't
made
even
you
ask the question.
Yeah, why did you want to get one again?
Well, the first time I want a bow hunt. Obviously, it's just something I want to do.
Yeah.
And I got a bow for Christmas. My parents got me a bow, so I was ecstatic, right, ready to hunt. But
it wasn't the color you wanted, so
yeah, it was not good enough. No, it was. I was planning on going to school that fall.
Right.
And I wouldn't have been able to hunt. And, like, yes, I could have shot at practice and done all that stuff. But I was, like, in a money crunch, like, trying to save money for school. So I didn't really have money to go out and spend and buy all the stuff I needed. Target, tips, arrows, all that kind of stuff.
Extra couple $100.
Yeah. And then, like, plus I was working and I wasn't going to be able to hunt, so I wouldn't have the drive to practice. I was going away for school and stuff, so I didn't really think I would use it that much. And my mom's stickler, like, if you're not going to use a gift, it's okay.
Yeah.
Bring it, like, we'll take it back and blah, blah, blah. So we took it back and they ended up buying me tires for my truck.
Oh,
split them or something, so. But.
And now you don't even use the truck, so.
Yeah, it's useless. No, it'll eventually be done. But, so then, obviously a couple years passed. I didn't end up going to school that year, funny enough. Ended up getting a deer, but didn't go to school. Should have kept it. kind of kicked myself in the butt for it. But
Yeah.
then you got into it, which amped me up. Like,
knowing that I had it.
I love hunting, and like I always did it with my dad, but dad's kind of petering out of it.
Yeah.
Whatever, that's fine. But just to have like a friend,
Yeah.
like a close friend, take interest in it. I'm not saying I can teach you the world with it, but I can help you out, and
Right.
we can bounce back. Eventually, we'll be equals in it and doing it for fun, or maybe one day go on an elk hunt pack in middle of nowhere.
Go
you
for
know
a
what
big
I mean?
journ.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so crazy.
So then I was thinking about it. I was like, honestly, I wanted to buy a truck. I was like, I can't buy a truck. They're too expensive to buy. So I was like, I'll compromise and buy myself something else cheaper, just kind of treat myself. So I bought a bow. And I've been shooting that. Hopefully get the course this year and put one down this year with a bow would be quite accomplishing.
It'd be nice. First, you got to find a course, which is impossible right now.
Yeah. I was going to call about that, actually. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. I've been keeping up, but I don't think they update their online, so I don't know. I haven't been able to.
The government has the worst, like, online resources to do anything.
Really?
Yeah, like, putting in for your moose draw is, like, a headache. Like, they just make it so complicated.
Sure.
Jeez,
You're not boring.
I didn't know I was that boring.
No, you're not boring.
I'll leave.
I'm tired. I had a really hard day today.
Yeah, I bet.
I bet. Really hard. I better watch out.
What?
What are we talking about here? Thought we were podcasting at the Absolute Podcast. 2 minutes till the cameras turn off.
We're just going to sit here in silence.
We could.
Okay.
Switch it up.
I can't do this
anymore. I can't do it either.
Can you imagine just watching a video with nothing?
I wonder
just
if
two guys standing there.
That'd be clickbait. First ever silent podcast. We just sit here for 1 hour.
Do you think it is the first, or do you think there's someone out there who's done that?
I don't think anybody's done it. I think I would have heard about it if somebody was like, hey, we did a full podcast without saying a single word.
Yeah, you probably.
You know what I think? And I kind of want to take on the role of it.
What?
Try to implement like a kid podcast. Not like kids, but like maybe different stuffed animal type thing for kids, like YouTube Kids for podcasting. I thought about it. But you'd have to be able to like say a bunch of different voices and like you'd have to...
Oh, like make animation with a puppet or something?
Take this for an example.
Brett.
Over here, you little monkey. And be like... Your hand would obviously be and then you get the cameras like up close and it'd just be two.
Oh.
Or you could do it yourself.
Do you think you could keep them attentive for that long, or would
I think
you
just do like
ones?
10-minute episodes.
Yeah.
And be like, hey yo,
tell like stories and whatnot.
Yeah, like my name's Monkey, and like obviously I don't know why he's a black. I'm gonna end that there. I'm not gonna say that.
You might as well reset the cameras now, too.
That one just came off way too wrong than I expected. I'm going to leave it in because, we make mistakes. I'm human.
Well.
It could have been a black anything, I guess, but I don't know why I was talking like a black voice. But anyways, any animal, you got to come up with a funny voice. And
yeah.
I'm going to turn those cameras off and reset them.
So you want these guys to have an actual conversation.
I'm wondering, I don't think there's any like kid-friendly podcasting.
To be honest, I don't know if it's a kids' entertainment. I get what you're doing, like with the idea with a puppet and having different stories and stuff.
Just like
that thing's interesting.
In an interview style.
So would you have like a main puppet that's the host?
I think you'd have to. You'd have to have some type of character that's like continually attractive. Yeah.
Like you're like the person that is you in this scenario. Like you're the host of this podcast.
Yeah. You need a host of the...
So you get like a... What would your host be?
Elephant.
I don't support that.
Komodo dragon.
Badger. Honey badger.
Hyena.
These are I don't think you'll be able to find puppet animals like that.
Gecko.
No. No, not geckos.
Bat. Imagine a bat, an octopus.
There you go. That would be
Octopus.
interesting. That would be cool.
Hey guys, how's it going?
You could have like,
I don't know. I just feel like it might be good for them to engage in conversation that they don't really realize until
yeah. You could have like learning
learning stuff.
aspects.
Yeah, but
Like you can talk about like geology.
Hey guys, we're gonna do some engineering.
Get really complex into it.
Volume 1.
Would that be like
Today, Ellie the
engineers
elephant.
engineers for dummies or something like that at that point? Like I imagine like
True.
you go to like UMB Fred and you're in this engineering course and this guy's like, yeah, come over, I got this video that like helps me so much. And it's just a
Just an
puppet
elephant.
talking about engineering, I guess, and just going on like, oh yeah, like we build bridges, and he's like, yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Engineering is important for bridges.
That's so funny.
That is funny. Yeah, I don't know why I always had that idea. I think it'd be pretty easy.
Easy and interesting. Like it definitely
In like 10-minute episodes, like I guess you just have to. Yeah, the different voices would be hard though. I think you'd have to come up with quite a few different characters.
You could just get your friends to do them.
True. Hey, do you mind saying these lines for me? Hello.
Who said I was your friend?
Who said that? I was asking you.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. You're getting a little sassy over here, thinking you the only one. Matter of fact, you is the only one.
lies.
Yeah.
Lies. So what's new in Mitchell's world?
Doing my world, just trying to continue this YouTube dream
Yeah.
as I've been doing. Don't speak too much on it, but actually in episode 32 I talked to Mark about my vision and stuff with it, but nobody sticks till the end, so if people are listening still.
You're committed.
Committed. It's really weird to grow like something with no weight behind your name.
Yeah.
Like
It's easy for people to
Like I gave this example today, like Mike Tyson, he can start a podcast or YouTube channel, but he was already Mike Tyson. Like he already had so much, not like
But
so many people just knew who his name was behind it. But I guess like PewDiePie or Mr. Beast, like they came from nothing and built off YouTube.
Yeah.
But then like Logan Paul, he came from Vine and already had like 1 million subscribers starting out from YouTube.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Just started off and set, but
Yeah.
in a way, like he worked to get into Vine, just like
Right.
Mike Tyson worked to get into boxing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like maybe this podcast one day will stem into something different. Like maybe you'll become, I don't know, one of those girls that holds up the signs at UFC fights and you're famous for that. Or
Do you think that can turn from this to that?
yeah, like I could see you doing that. Like that would be
You can
inspirational.
see- I would love to be.
Mitchell in the beginning, round 1.
I would walk so sassy. There's gonna be a first like guy version of that. I guarantee you.
Yeah, probably.
In our lifetime, we're gonna just switch it up and be like, all right,
Just a dude.
rainbow outfit and.
But that's half the reason people go to those fights.
What,
I mean,
for the girls.
Yeah, like the dudes obviously.
Well, it just
It's
distracts
the
their
sex
mind
appeal,
for,
right?
Yeah, just distracts their mind for the
Yeah,
few minutes
break.
between rounds.
They're like, oh, they're done fighting. Women.
Well, she winked at me.
Yeah.
And then every guy besides you thinking the same thing.
30 guys are like blushing in the corner, like, I think she winked.
It is crazy how much like an appeal that is for
Oh, it's crazy. This world's driven by it now.
everything is sex.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Could you imagine?
Blech.
Ugh. Sleeping in the bed by yourself's the way to do it. Just
Bruh.
alone.
I wouldn't say that. But
Sad.
the world is now controlled by like sex appeal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about like OnlyFans. Like
I know.
a girl, like I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but a girl can go on OnlyFans, you know, subscribe, upload those pictures and whatever, however they do it, and just blow up just because they're good looking, and that's one of the only qualities they might have. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like I don't know.
Yeah, it's just. But how long do you think it's gonna go like that? I don't know.
I think it'll keep going, to be honest. I don't think it'll end. Because
I feel like at some point, like, the sex appeal, if it's just so much all the time, it'll just end up dropping. Guys will just be like, I've seen all of it.
Eventually,
seen everything that I
maybe
need to
it'll
see.
recycle into, like having a woman, like, traditionally, like, you know what I mean? Like, not sleeping with 100 people and stuff like that. And it'll be like, I want it to be the one. And, you know, I hope it does. I honestly like that way better.
I like it. I remember people have, like, a lot of stigma behind Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
But there's a clip of him, like, he's had, like, multiple wives or whatever he's talked about.
Yeah.
Backlash him, and it's like, wah, 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 like, I don't like the way you talk about women, whatever. Have your opinion. Deal with it. But he did say in a clip one time, he said, if I had one woman, I would be, like, 10 times more powerful or 10 times more successful in his eyes, I guess, than what he is, because he ended up having, like, 7 women in his life.
Because he's got something to work for, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a natural thing for guys to wanting to provide for a woman and stuff like that, and especially have kids and stuff. Like, like, I don't know. I guess I've never had that urge because I don't have kids or a wife or anything, but
Poor woman.
I know that I still want it.
Putting you on the spot, sorry. No, I know, yeah. It is true. But they just say, but one of the, I've always heard, it's kind of like that behind the scenes. It's just, if you want to be super successful, like, find a good woman. It's always like the woman is, like, anchored.
Keep your life together.
One of the most powerful quotes I think that goes underrated was actually in How to Choose Your Dragon. It was, I think, I don't know which movie it was, but anyways, the main character, he was, like, in the leading, like, he was the king now or whatever. Hiccup, I think his name was. He was the leader, or the head chief, the chief of the tribe.
Yeah.
And he felt like he had to do it alone. And then his mother told his wife, like, listen, he feels like he has to do it alone. It's your job to remind him that he's not alone. Yeah. And it's like, that's kind of like the woman's job, is, like, to keep the guy in line. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
to be there. Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's your job. I just, you know.
Yeah, like,
I just
traditionally it was.
Yeah.
I mean.
And I feel like that's a more important role than what the guy is doing.
Yeah, I mean, like, without that, you wouldn't, without that drive and that person supporting you throughout and through, it wouldn't be.
I think guys are just like this, but then the girls are, like, keeping them in that line.
Yeah.
Like, staying focused and forward.
Like,
and,
towards the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they play the more crucial role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think women are losing those qualities nowadays?
I do, yeah.
I do, too.
Yeah.
Not saying all women, but.
Well, it's just like the value, and just in general with every human, the value's gone.
Yeah.
Like, we're just losing value, accepting more things. I don't know. But that's the weird part. It's like, oh, you're not open-minded.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like,
I like the idea of, like, being independent in a relationship. Like, you know what I mean? They have their thing. But, like, we work together to get better ourselves.
Right.
And have each other when times are rough or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, everybody goes through their slopes and stuff. Like, I think that's a perfect way of doing it. Like, I don't mind, like, I think it's awesome, like, if my wife in the future was making more money than me and stuff, but I would still want to be doing something, but that doesn't bother me. I mean, I would be her rock then, like. Right.
But this would be my attitude, because I always said, I want to make this amount of money. And if my goal is only to make $70,000 a year, and that's what your success is, like, you're like, hey, I don't want to do this. I just want to make this amount of money at least every year. You should be just as happy. Even though your woman's making $90,000 a year. It doesn't matter. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if your goal is to make $150,000 a year and your woman makes only 30, like, who cares? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if you have an individual goal and your woman has an individual goal and they're two different.
Maybe she wanted to do that her whole life, whatever that $30,000 is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe that's who she is. Like, I would never, if that was my situation, I would never put her down for that, but I would always want her to do better for herself. You know what I mean? Say if she was in a position, you know, I don't know, like teaching, for example, or something, and she always wanted to be a teacher, but this school's giving her problems. She had bad problems with children and stuff. Like, I hope she stays on her goal and does what's best for her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird.
I also hate phones nowadays for relationships and stuff. I think it ruins them, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, you can just see everything else.
Yeah, it's like...
Like, you got to think, like, 20 years ago, our parents would come home and all they had was their wife to come to.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Kids. And,
but
like, that
you
was
didn't text them all day, like, how was your day?
Right,
or
yeah.
call them. You weren't in contact. You truly missed that person.
Yeah.
You know, like...
The separation is what made the times together better.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're texting all the time, then when you come home, you have way less to talk about. You know what I mean? It ruins it because when you're texting someone, you don't have a face-to-face interaction, which is a lot better and more human than texting, right? So, I don't know. Like, if I ever get a girlfriend...
Applications are out and about.
I would literally not want to text all day. No. And, like...
No, I agree.
If I'm away, like, say, for work, like, I'm not going to call you every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because I don't love them. It's so that when I call you, we can have 3 hours of conversation about our life.
Yeah,
like, I'll
just
check,
more intimacy.
I'll check in and see how they are. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll text them that way. But I'm not going to be like, how is, like, what happened today? Like, stuff like that. I'm going to be like, you doing good? Everything okay? How are the kids? Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Yeah. Good. Thank you. I'll call you Tuesday.
Yeah.
Perfect. Call Tuesday. Now we have FaceTime, so it's like more interaction.
But one of my friends, he said, I wonder what I'd be like if phones never existed.
Yeah.
And then I was like, whoa, I've never thought about that. Like, what would we be like if phones didn't exist? I feel like I'd just be busy all the time.
I don't know.
Like,
I feel like if phones didn't exist, there'd be something else distracting us with this amount of technology today.
I think it'd be work, though. That'd be distracting.
Yeah.
Like the sense of just like, oh, I would just have to focus on doing something. I don't know.
I mean,
like,
isn't that what you're doing right now?
I find
phones can be distracting.
But I find the phone I'm doing like unproductive distracting.
Oh, yeah.
Like distracting.
I think that's
I think I would do more
means.
But I think I'd be doing something productive distracting. Like, I'd be spending so much time on, like, the garden, as an example.
Oh,
just be like, oh, like, this is...
I truly believe that, like, going outside and grounding. Like, I don't
like tree hugger? Like, your little, take the socks off. Get the toes in
chain
between
myself
them.
to trees.
Chain yourself?
Yeah, so they don't cut them.
Oh. Do people do that?
Yeah, it probably was a thing at one time.
Yeah, probably. It's going to be a thing. Lorax is real, man.
I believe it.
But, yeah, you get your toes in between the grass blades and you just kind of twinkle them a little bit. Get them on the... What, you don't like that?
No.
Why?
I don't
Have
know.
you ever ran bare feet in the grass?
When I think of grass, I think of it just making you itchy.
Are you allergic?
No, I feel... You've never been through tall grass with shorts?
I've never even seen grass before.
Oh.
Yes, I've been through tall grass.
You're really committed to this podcast. Won't even go outside. Just films 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah,
he sits in this chair
and talks
24/7.
Jinx, you don't owe me a soda because we under a white roof. Saved yourself a breath.
Well, I got a Jonez soda right there for you.
Speaking of Jonez soda and grass, one of the things that I used to love to do is if I was with a friend, I would buy a Jonez soda and I'd twist the top off and it always said something underneath, and I was hoping it was kind of like something to do. And one of them was wear a cape. So we had to wear a cape. And another one was run bare feet in the grass. And it was like a night that we were just having a bonfire or something. And then we were like, well, we got to go to the field. And then we just like sprinted around with it.
Really?
Yeah. We were sober. Like no mushrooms or anything. Like, I feel like that's like a mushroom story that people would explain and be like. I
was so tripping.
Yeah, I was tripping, man. The grass was like.
I read the saying. It just spoke to me spiritually. So I had to run in the grass with a cape. Believe it or not, took off the ground. Literally, Superman
dove into the ocean.
Yeah,
found Atlantis.
Anyways, that was my night. No,
what a funky podcast! The absolute podcast.
This has gone everywhere.
This has gone everywhere. It's only
As expected, though.
Yeah.
Could we actually stay on one topic? I don't think so. If it was serious, maybe.
Do you think we could stay on the silent topic?
No.
Okay.
I know we couldn't do that.
What's in the plans this summer? Are we doing anything this summer that's exciting? That the
I
fans
don't
can
know.
get excited for? Also,
Camping.
eventually people will know that every video will be with a YouTube video. Fortunately, probably can't film with UXO Technicians.
I can figure something out. Might be able to borrow a metal detector and we can go.
We should just go metal
Pretend.
detecting.
Might be able to do something like that.
I have an SD card right beside me.
What do I need that for?
Let me get in my story. Would you? I have an SD card beside me. If I
Yeah.
plugged that in the computer and popped up the screen image, it would be of John Vries metal detecting. He has so many clips of him just like walking around a river, just finding like tons of like old pop cans underground and
Yeah.
stuff and
Tabs and stuff.
tabs. Yeah,
You
Maybe some
find
old-
crazy stuff.
Isn't it crazy that the Earth is always like this, and then things in the Earth, whatever gets buried, it just like slowly like
Yeah,
shifts
and
down.
gravity pulls it down. It is weird.
It is weird. You know what's another weird thing? Your tongue doesn't stop moving. Is that actually true?
I don't know.
Like when you're sleeping, is it still like...
I don't think so.
Also, I've never had cow tongue before.
How would you ever know?
How would you know?
How-
Well, I think if you were sleeping, I would just like look at you and then I just...
You'd let me know. Yeah. Just my tongue like just back and
I
forth.
just put a little sensor on there.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah.
This podcast is just so relaxed.
It's nice.
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Specifically?
I could talk about the barge. That was pretty interesting.
Nah.
Okay.
We did have a scare the other day, actually. We can get into the barge. But
What's the scare?
me and Jacob were getting some Subway on the way back home from a location. And we were like, oh, we'll eat some Subway. Park the car here. And then Jacob looks and he goes, where's my car? Where's my
you
car?
could see from the windows.
And I look out and I go,
Where's
wait,
your car?
where's your car? We
Hearts
both
dropped.
Yeah, hearts dropped. We both got up and started walking, and then eventually the car was in the exact same spot. It was just the way the windows were. It just freaked us right out. Anyways, the barge. So would that be the same as metal?
No, so what it does is they scrape off the bottom of the ocean, put it on a barge, and the barge is just a great big floating container.
Mhm.
Right. That's what sea cans go on, that they just haul back and forth locally.
So is this thing moving? as
So
it's scooping?
this thing is like excavating the ground to put like a pier in or something, right? So it moves and there's just like an excavator type arm that goes down, scrapes to the bottom.
There's multiple buckets though, isn't there?
I truly didn't see it, so I don't know, because they actually brought it an hour down to the processing plant. Like it was an hour boat ride or so. So
Mhm.
they would bring it down and then they would offload it. And they would put it in a certain like tank type thing they made, and then they would feed it into the processing plant. So it was pretty interesting because you get like, you have no idea what's gonna come on that belt. Like, unfortunately, like you get some human remains.
Yeah.
Which
Did
is
you
scary.
actually get some?
They
Like,
found
did you
a
see
they found a
some that-
fibula, and I seen pictures. I was there Saturday, but it's the Friday just before.
Do you find that
they
eerie?
had a
Or?
skull.
I
Didn't
think it'd
really
be
bother
cool.
me.
Like I think it'd be gnarly to
It's-
find some human anatomy.
it's
just to
weird.
be like,
It's weird to think like
this
that
is-
was a person. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like
I think it's weird to hold somebody's brain.
yeah, I've never
To
done
be
that.
like, never done it either. But just
Yeah,
to be
to
like,
think-
this is somebody's whole
Life.
existence
Yeah.
in this little thing. Besides the soul, maybe. Maybe there's a little bit of undetachedness
I
there.
don't know. But we find like diving knives. Find a lot of naval stuff. So plates. Oh,
Plates, like
just plates.
dinner plates.
Yeah,
Just
plates
like
and cups.
fresh china.
All identical. They're either
Sets.
yellow. Yeah, they're yellow, blue, light pink, or white for the captain crew kind of thing. Yeah. So
Why are they all that color?
So they just have a, I don't know, different boat, different people. They just had different colors. But these cups and stuff, they're so lazy. Instead of getting them washed, they just throw them off the boat. Be like, oh, I'm done supper. Yeet.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Were
Probably honestly.
Were they metal or were they
No, they're plastic.
just plastic? Okay.
They're like kind of like, I don't know exactly what they are, but they're not metal. Anyways, I probably seen like 1,000 pieces of those. Probably
Wow.
not that many. I'm just
Remember that
kidding.
story?
Probably 200.
Remember that story of the Yeti shipping container?
Oh,
All the
yeah.
Yeti supplies
Yeah,
coming off the boat.
Come off the boat. It
Ugh.
fell off the boat or whatever, and
I wish I was there.
just coolers
The
washing
pirates
up.
would have picked that up and just... I don't know where it landed. Do you know where it landed at?
No idea. No idea. It washed up on a beach. No idea though.
Could you imagine?
Those things are expensive. Do you think they're worth it? Like those $500.
I think it's only worth it if you're going out... If we were to go out, like... I was going to say elk hunting as an example, but you're not carrying that with you.
Yeah.
That's not worth it
But
for that.
I think it would be good if it was like
Like if
needed. Like, you know,
Yeah,
like
like-
a fisherman might need a cooler.
It'd be nice to have on a boat,
Yeah.
guaranteed. Especially if you're going to be boating like an overnight thing. And
Big
you just,
camping crew or...
But, yeah, you don't want to be lugging it anywheres. You're not like... It'd be nice for a remote, but I think it's all marketing to being like, oh, it's bear proof. Oh, it's raccoon proof. It's like...
Raccoon proof. That's so funny.
Oh,
You look out and there's this raccoon. He's like, I can't get in.
but I don't know, like, I don't know what that appeal is. Like, it's orca proof. I don't know. It's like, oh,
This thing is snail
dude.
proof.
how many people are reacting to snails?
I don't think that's actually part of their advertisement.
So, you're the man of the future.
What
What's
do you
the
mean
What's
that?
the next big trend happening?
Next big trend.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know what I hope it is?
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually serious. People stop.
No more phones.
Bruh.
Is that what you're gonna say?
How'd you know?
Is that
No, I
actually?
was gonna
Oh,
say, like, people start dropping social media. That'd be awesome.
it would be sick.
Like, I think phones have their tool. Like, it's obviously nice to be in contact with people, especially where, you know, I got friends that live in BC now through work and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't get to see them, so the odd call there. But, like...
But do you realize how unimportant everything is that you view on social media?
Oh,
like, really? Like, you could live your whole life and
means
be like,
nothing.
oh, I would have been totally fine without sitting for 17 hours in 1 week
Yeah.
scrolling.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean, tell me something you seen on social media a year ago. Exactly. Unless it was like a big event, nobody would remember.
my
like,
YouTube video.
I wouldn't remember that. It was bad.
Yeah, no good. Not good quality. Bad production.
The quality now? A1.
Supreme?
That one?
Superb.
Superb. Superb.
It's okay. It's not worth, you know, the YouTube algorithm yet, but... No, yeah, I agree.
That would be like a trend that I'd want.
I wonder what would
Personally.
happen if just
But,
everybody just stopped, just like deleted Snapchat and deleted. Nobody would though.
Dude, the world would almost stop. Like, it would be, like, I'd love to.
So many people.
I'll be honest, like, I'm just as addicted as everyone else is. I wouldn't say I'm as bad. Like, I average, like, 4 to 5 hours a day on my phone.
Yeah.
Which isn't crazy, but it's not. Like, think of that. Like, you had to add that up over the year. That's days wasted.
Mm-hmm.
Days.
And you know what's crazy is it only takes 18 minutes a day to be better than 95% of any task. If you were to play guitar for one of those 1 hour of you scrolling on your phone, and you just did that for a year, like you'd be such a good
I'd be like
guitarist.
Jimi Hendrix.
You'd
That's what you're saying.
close. You'd be a guitar. You'd turn into a guitar.
Oh, fun thing I did in... Well, I didn't do it in Victoria, but we went to Seattle. That was interesting.
How many times have you been to the States?
I don't know. It's an odd question. Maybe 10. I don't even remember. Probably
3?
like a dozen.
3?
You probably like times that by 4, like a dozen.
No, 3.
No, a dozen. Sorry, 12.
Oh, not 12. 1, 2.
Yeah, not 12. 10 plus 2.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, went down there. It's a bunch of zombies. Like if you walk downtown, it's actually sad. Scared me. I'm not used to that. Yeah, I'm not used to that. But a lot of drugs.
You never dealt with any city life, really.
No, I live in Sussex, New Brunswick.
You live with Dodge Rams, brother.
Like I can't. Like it would take me hours to drive to a location that you find stuff like that.
Right.
Like Toronto probably be the closest. I don't know. I know there's homeless people everywhere, but like it was bad.
You never see it where we're at.
I mean, you don't notice it, but I'm sure there's some people struggling on the streets around here.
Definitely.
The common ones under the bridges and stuff. You see the beds and blankets and stuff.
I know some people that have just taken over a house. Just like.
Oh, yeah.
Just like.
Abandoned houses.
Yeah, they just take it over and actually like fix them up, but they still barely have any money to, they don't have to pay for it. They
just live there.
Yeah.
Until someone kicks them out.
Pretty much. But I don't know who would.
Isn't it crazy that a lot of homeless people just do crimes so they can get into prison? Because there's a meal.
Just to get into?
Yeah, I feel like that's more common than people think. Like
probably. Like
they got no food. Okay, I'm gonna go stab my friend over here, Jimmy, and just stay here and wait for the cops to pick me up.
Yeah.
And
at least then I know I can survive.
I'll get a meal, a bed, free gym, free outdoor time.
It's crazy that those people don't off themselves more than you'd think.
Oh, it's crazy. Like in BC, a lot of the fire department now, like in Victoria where I was at, goes around and just sticks them with like I can't remember what it's called, but the stuff that like takes their high away.
Oh,
I didn't
know that.
Yeah, so like they'll go and somebody will be bugging and unconscious, and they have like
stick them,
and then they get mad, rage because you took their high away, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy to think like a lot of people on the street get $20 and they're not spending it on a meal. They're looking for drugs.
Yeah. That's addiction, man.
I feel like you don't see...
Addiction's strange, but...
I bet you there's not too many homeless people that don't do it, to be honest.
That don't do what?
Drugs. Like they got to keep them somehow alive on the streets, happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you were... if you didn't do drugs on the street, like... what's the point of being on the street? I don't know. Like I feel like you'd have a strong enough mental capability either
to be like, I gotta get
my stuff together. Yeah.
I wonder what that takes to have nothing behind your name.
Nobody.
Nobody. Yeah, nobody to rely on.
It's not even like the no vehicle, because if we possessions.
If we fell short, we're fortunate enough to have a support
family
system,
to back up on.
Yeah, that we could restart.
My mother would go on the street before she'd ever see me on the street.
Right.
I think a lot of people can say that. I know your mom would do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it's like, what do you do?
I know.
I'm just
wondering what the plan is. Like,
you start giving them free stuff and putting them in places nobody's gonna want to work. You know what I mean? Like they already get like soup kitchens and stuff. And I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. I'm just saying like you give them much more, everybody's gonna be struggling. Right. You know, because it's easier than actually working, and like society has become lazy for a big portion of people, to be honest.
Yeah. It's very confusing.
Nobody has drive. I said drive weird there. Nobody has drive.
Nobody's got drive. Nobody knows how to drive anymore. That's the biggest problem.
I work with a lot of older people. It's just kind of the trade, I guess. But they all tend to like think our generation, I guess, is lazy. And they're kind of right.
They're kind of right, but there's differences. It's like, obviously, like back then, not everybody went to university. Now it's like you either go to university or you like, I don't know. Like it seems like everybody goes to university, even if they don't know exactly what they want to do. They're like, oh, I'll just take it's just the next step.
Or I'll go, do this and see if I like it. But I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying like That was one thing I couldn't do. Like, I wasn't going somewhere and not confident that I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of time and money to waste in something just to turn around and be like, nah, screw that.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
You, though,
Me what?
you've always known, like, if you were to go to university, it'd be some sort of health.
Yeah, health related. It was always
Yeah.
interesting. I think it's just because you're dealing with people. I think I like dealing with people.
Yeah, and you like
It's
human
like-
physiology and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you like working out, you like eating better and stuff like that, and figuring
Yeah.
out. So I feel like,
But I also feel like there's like a limit to. That's part of me that feels weird. Is like there's a limit to one job.
yeah, you can't get comfortable.
I know it's weird.
This is one thing about the Mitchell Johns.
Oh, he's putting me on the spot here,
If he goes to a job,
and I get it all figured out.
he can love it at the beginning. But once it starting to feel like a routine, that's when he calls it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think you just strive when you're learning and
Yeah.
and enjoy that learning
I love
process.
the consistent learning, but there's jobs that you consistently learn at.
I would say my job I consistently learn.
Yeah, you're telling me that.
Like, there's always I don't, to be honest, I don't really care who you talk to. There's nobody that knows it all in this industry. There's always going to be
Well,
something
yeah.
or some sort of thing that they can't say, oh yeah, I know what that is.
Mhm.
This is what it looks like or whatever, right? Like, there's always, because there's stuff they make that they just, try out, like trial and errors, and
Yeah.
hope maybe one day I'll come up on one of them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is something they tried but didn't work, and
Yeah.
you just never know, like test facilities and stuff like that. But
Yeah. Yeah, I got a weirder personality where it's like I want to know what it takes to film whales. Like something as random as that. to,
Yeah.
Like what's the whole process of that? Like how close can you get? What's the dangers of them? Like their sound.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like they make sound in the water. Is there danger to that? Like all those random things. I was telling somebody, like, how do you build a hockey skate? Like I want to know what like hockey manufacturers or like what goes into the pressure of the skate and the, I don't know how much force can it hold, and I don't know all the strength of the plastic, like things like that. Like I want to learn the whole process, even business side, but then I feel like once you figure it out, like you just want to switch it up.
Yeah, the only thing I could ever see you doing for the rest of your life is this or snowboarding.
Or yeah,
Something to do with snowboarding. Like, if you were like a
snowboard,
professional or like a snowboard influencer,
like
you know what I mean,
commentator.
like whatever. Like, I could see you in those kind of things because that's something that's never died with you. Like, you've played a lot of sports your life. You've done drama. You've done it all. Like, nothing has truly stuck like snowboarding.
Yeah.
Like, here it is. You haven't been snowboarding for what, 3-4 months,
Mhm.
and you already probably would love to be on a hill.
Yeah. Well, we just talked about that the other day. Remember when you were like, honestly, I'm looking forward. That's what you said.
I'm
And then-
hoping, yeah. It's nice
But yeah.
now because I got like adult money, so like we can go places.
Jacob finally got bank.
I don't got bank, but I just making better money.
Mm-hmm. I was talking to somebody today, and they were telling me what they're up to. Like, they just finished college and where they're working at and stuff. And he was like, yeah, I'm finally just happy to finally make money.
It's
Like-
addicting.
Yeah, it is.
When I got out of school, like high school, I just had a dead end job. I hated it. And then I just left there and found another job. It was
Dead end,
better. Kind of a dead end, still a dead end job. It was good though. It was a good job. They treated me good. I can't complain about that. And then just this happened. Like, I don't know. I just had no plan,
Yeah.
I guess. But
Those are the best plans.
yeah, sure.
You're just living, man. LIVEN.
Just flip the switch to me.
I don't know if that was the right timing.
I've been waiting, I guess.
Oh, that'd be a perfect thing for the YouTube video. Like, we find a bomb, and it's like,
Bro.
and that just flipped a switch in me. Boom! Yeah.
I wish we could.
What's the other sport that I love is
Do you know what's... Yeah.
biking. BMXing?
I don't see. I disagree.
Because I haven't biked.
I know
in a
you
little
love
bit.
biking.
Well, last year I just didn't at
You
all.
broke your bike, and you're just not fixing it.
Well, it's monies, and I gotta be adult responsibility money.
Yeah, you got goals.
Got goals and drive.
And dreams.
I do recommend nobody to have dreams and go for them.
That nobody?
If you got a dream, don't go for it.
Bruh.
It's not easy on the head. Especially when you have, like, nothing.
Easy on the head, but, you know, when this works out for you, it'll be like, I want to go back to those times. I
Yeah.
want to have that drive. I
all
want to
those,
have that.
Yeah, all those confusion moments.
Like, now that
suffering.
I've made it, what do I do now?
Keep making it.
Make it better.
But what's making it in my mind is completely different than what people might think making it means for me.
You
like-
want to make enough. I don't know if I could directly say.
What you know.
I would say you want to make enough money off this to be, like, financially okay.
Yeah.
And to keep exploring, keep branching out into different things. Because I know you like the podcast, but it's not what you truly want. You want the YouTube more than the podcast.
Yeah, the podcast is
It's an outlet.
It's an outlet, yeah.
It's
a side
it gives
hustle.
you a reason to film. It always gives you something to film.
Yeah.
So like,
It's the inspiration, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I figured out that I could make money by learning and asking stupid questions about things.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And
that first big paycheck, everything will feel right. Everything will be worth it. Everything.
I truly feel, though, in my brain, man, as weird as this sounds, I feel like I'm working towards this, but something's going to happen where it's like, it's completely different that I didn't expect. Somehow this is preparing me. I don't know. But I think maybe I'm wrong. Like, maybe it's just like, yeah, you just got to keep hustling and keep doing your thing. But I feel like part of me just has a little slight intuition where it's like, oh, something's gonna
It's gonna happen.
something's gonna like just pop out of nowhere. It's like I couldn't ever imagine that this came
Yeah.
or like was a thing or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have that thought.
No.
Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. But
No, it's definitely, like, you obviously, it's weird. No, I don't know how to say this. You doing this in a small town is probably part of the reason it makes it so hard.
yeah,
In
I
ways?
guess, yeah.
People are very judgmental in small towns because everybody knows everybody and everybody's accustomed to the same old thing. Small towns are old school. There's not a small town that you go into that's not old school. It's a retirement place for the people that live in the bigger cities a couple hours away.
Yeah.
They move here so they can still be in the city if they need to.
Mm-hmm. But they got away.
And you know what I mean? So I actually was talking to somebody the other day about it and talking about you and this thing and stuff. And
That's why my chest got itchy and my nose got runny and stuff. What's those things? Like your ear gets hot or something?
Anyways. I was telling them, like,
How
the
sexy I am.
fact that, like, he's so sexy. The fact that he puts that much effort in and has no care tells me that he'll go somewhere. Because, like, name one other person in little Sussex, New Brunswick that's pursuing something like this. Like
noble. No, I'm just kidding.
like, you're just one of a kind.
I'm just one of a kind.
Right. No, but there's obviously people striving for different things.
I know what you mean, though. There's like a uniqueness about it that there's like a
I don't know. I
uniqueness.
truly think it's difficult to do it, but you've just, like, embraced the task. Like, that's another thing. Like, nothing comes personal with you. Like, if someone didn't like your videos or thought it was dumb or whatever, like, that wouldn't do anything. You'd still be up in the morning,
whatever,
figuring out ideas. You know what I mean? Trying to get more people on.
Man, get yourself
whatever
a friend
it
like
is.
Jacob Church. He's just making my head grow,
Yeah.
filling me with inspiration.
I gotta, like, dumb it down. So, like, you ugly.
Okay, get
Head
better.
shrunk a little bit.
Yeah.
You need to get better.
No. And one more thing.
Yeah. Your beard's ugly.
No, I do appreciate it. I really do.
No, like, it truly is hard. Like, I hope people that watch this realize the amount of work you put into this and the amount of belief you have that this will work and this is what you want.
It's
I
kind
hope
of
they realize that it's more of a passion and more of like what you want to do, because then they'll respect that you're chasing something. Like, I don't know, like if I wanted to become a mechanic and that was my life goal, nobody would diss me on that. No. Nobody. But because you're doing something that's not accustomed to these parts, I feel like people are like, oh, like nothing will ever come of it, or blah, blah, blah. But it's not, that doesn't matter to you. Like, you just brush that off and just like, you want to be making money at this because you love doing this and it wouldn't feel like a job. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more just fun. But take it to the point where, I don't know. This is just the starting ground. Like,
someday you'll be like
it's
older,
it's really
looking
weird
back on this and thinking like, wow, Jacob was a stud.
I think so. I think I'm just going to be like, man, I miss that guy and his beardless face.
That one hit the heart.
Jacob's insecure about his sexy face.
I don't care.
No, I think you look good without facial hair. I don't think I'd like you with facial hair.
I can't grow facial hair. How would you know?
But I can imagine.
Like just a fluffy beard.
That's part of the video that we're doing. We're going to give you a beard transplant.
You need to get the person that does the transplant on the podcast because that would be interesting.
True.
2 for 1.
Oh, I do need to get a dog groomer on here so I can work with dogs. I want to shape up a dog. I want to take a dog and just like trim around the hedges.
You could trim Molly.
She would just love me too much though.
No, she's deathly scared of
me?
Dog barbers.
Really? Actually?
Are they called dog barbers?
Yeah, dog barbers.
Gotta go to the dog barber.
Yeah, they're called dog groomers because they don't get barbed.
But do human get barbed? Does a human get barbed?
You know what I like? Never had it before. I just love the concept. It's like you get a haircut and they give you a beer. Like a beer and a haircut.
Yeah.
Like that's I think that's a good combination.
That would be interesting.
It's quite common, I think, in cities.
You think, or you just think? I feel like it.
Not, I think. I know.
Like a barber was like your hangout spot. Like that's where all the boys got together to talk about their high school rival football team that recently played. You know what I mean? Just to talk like local.
Yeah.
Like they ain't worried about the NFL. They just worried if they're, Sussex Sonics just beat the
Cavaliers. Cleveland Cavaliers.
I didn't mean like that, but yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
I think you need to get sponsors on here.
Not big enough.
People sponsor them. Somebody sponsor them.
I'm not big enough because this podcast is not entertaining
but
enough.
You also would you want sponsors? Like,
yeah, but certain
like obviously
sponsors.
you want sponsors and stuff, but do you want like them at this size? Like, do you think you'd truly give them the quality of like publicizing?
No.
But like, if someone were to come up to you, it would be like flattering. Like you would want to do it just because
they're like, hey, I want to sponsor.
But you're not gonna.
I'd be like, oh.
Obviously,
okay.
You don't usually outsource sponsors. Usually, sponsors come to you.
Right.
Maybe one day you'll be sponsored by the one person you want to be sponsored by. Red Bull. I know you want to be sponsored by Red Bull.
There's 2 companies actually.
Red Bull and Jones Soda.
No.
And Piccadilly.
No.
Porsche. I'm just looking at things that are over here.
That'd be sick. Imagine being just be like, yeah, go buy your Porsche. I only have a billionaire podcast. Only billionaires listen to my podcast. There's 140 of them. That's it.
I bet you there's more than that.
140 billionaires?
Billion is a lot of money.
A billion is a lot.
But you know what's even more than a billion? A trillion.
You know what's more than a trillion? A zillion.
2 trillion.
1.5 trillion. Yeah, so much money. So much money gets floated. Like money just gets floated around so much.
I never seen any flying by me, unfortunately.
Oh, you got to start collecting, dog.
But catching butterflies in a net, but with like $100 bills.
I watched a video the other day, and somebody was doing a yacht tour, and it was like, how did you afford this yacht? And he goes, I just saw alarm clocks on Amazon.
Bruh.
I was like, are you kidding me?
Drop shipping, probably.
Yeah. Some type of Amazon.
Did the cameras cut off?
Nope, we have 7 minutes. It's
7
a very
minutes.
relaxed podcast.
7 minutes of pure entertainment.
I feel like most people click off by now.
Not me though. When they see like Jacob Churches on there, be like, I'm listening to the whole thing.
I just like this.
Yeah,
Nobody
just
was
no time you talking like this.
I'm talking about like nobody.
I feel like whenever I impersonate people, I just be like, yeah, I'm finna go over your, you know what I mean? Just immediately change that voice.
You should write down episode 3, episode
I should just
20,
create a tally. Like,
yeah.
just like 1,
how many
2,
times they've
3.
been on here?
Do you think I'll come on again?
Yeah, probably on like episode 105.
Can I be,
Episode 100?
no, I want to be episode...
69?
No, you immature little...
Bleep. Okay.
I got you. Bruh.
Bleep, 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 bleep.
What did you just bleep say to me?
What the bleep, bro?
What the bleep?
Imagine just bleeping yourself all the time.
Isn't it crazy that, like...
I don't give a bleep.
What if, like, just instead of swearing, people bleeped?
A real bar of censor came up.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how common swearing is today?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, I guess...
Do you know what is...
Like they say, worldly things, like, it's just becoming more common.
Mm.
Like, people just live... People are getting in the headspace now. Eventually, like, there's no, like, fear of God anymore, for the most part. There still is. Like, church is still huge, but... There's so, like, little God-fearing. That's why, like... man, this might get, like, hate, but, like, the transgenders and stuff, and, like, that kind of mentality... where they're like trying to take over and like change the whole community, all that stuff. It's just like they're just in their own heads now at this point.
I mean, teach their own. That's how I was.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want.
Like,
the world's gonna act the way the world's gonna act, and I don't really give a lick. But like, you know what I'm saying?
If you truly like believe in God,
yeah,
like
if
you don't even like
trip,
like not even tripping. But if you truly believe in God and the people that you care about believe in God, and they're not forcing it on you, who cares? Right. I don't think it should be, personally, my opinion, I don't think it should be taught in schools. I don't think it should
What,
be.
God?
No, not God.
Oh, the other topic?
The other topic.
Yeah.
Drag events for children and stuff like that. Like, the idea that kids can identify as whatever they want. Like,
yeah, it can be acknowledged, but not,
it's
like,
getting
pushed.
out of hand.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, there's this new thing called transable. Have you heard of that?
No.
This one's gonna blow your mind. There's this.
Don't blow me though.
These are people. These are people that want to be disabled.
They want to be disabled?
Yeah. So like, there's a woman that.
Like, I don't want my arm anymore?
Yes. For example, there's a woman. It's actually on Dr. Phil. Shout out Dr. Phil.
But I love Dr. Phil. I'm gonna get Dr. Phil on here.
That would be unreal.
That'd be unreal. That'd be sweet.
Anyways, there's a woman that purposely blinded herself.
Oh, like took her eyesight.
Yeah. She there was like the story, she like went to this random guy's house, trusted him, and he just dropped like some sort of acid in her eyes and it just ate through her eyes.
On purpose.
Yeah.
Like she she paid for him.
She paid him to do that. And her eyes were like, obviously, like just wrecked. Like her eyes were always closed, mind you, but I don't get it. I don't
understand that either.
I just.
Why did she?
There's so many people in this world that wish to have eyesight, that wish to have the ability to walk, and there's people like this that are like, oh, I want to be that. Like that's almost like. I don't know. It's disrespectful to that community, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't understand why. That's really weird. What is it called?
Transable.
Transable.
Look it up.
So people take their physical ability and they switch it up.
Yeah. So I'm guessing trans means
I mean, I guess transgender is taking their physical ability and switching it up
Changing
as well.
their gender, right?
Yeah.
So this is trans-able. Wild. This world's a different place. You imagine if you brought a guy from, like, the 19th centuries, like the 1800s, and just threw him in today's world.
Yeah, it'd be such a shock. It'd be a huge shock.
I mean, you could say that, like...
But it'd be a huge shock if we...
200 years, people are going to be like, imagine people, like, in 2023 just
They're gonna be
appeared here. And we had, like, flying cars and such. Do you think there'll be flying cars?
I can't see it, but I was talking to somebody one time, Andrew Secord. We got in the big conversation about if we could create enough pressure under something that it would actually be able to hover the thing. Like if you were to shoot air one way and shoot air enough the other way, that it would create a void.
Aren't planes technically floating objects?
No, they're not floating.
I wouldn't say floating, yeah. They're flying.
They're flying. They're gliding.
But still. You know what's more common? I'm all over the place right now, but
That's
do you
fine.
know what's more common to get hurt in a car crash or die in a car crash?
It's more, yeah, your chances are higher than...
plane.
Yeah. A plane's only dangerous on the ground.
I guess so. I mean, when
You
it's
don't
in
crash.
the air, like, you usually don't die to hit the pigeon.
Mm-hmm.
The shock of a big
No,
pigeon.
there's actually more damage on the plane when it lands.
Oh, dude.
Because of the rust and the weather and the sitting and stuff and all blah. Last time I was on a plane, we had to wait 3 hours to defrost the stupid plane. Oh my goodness, it was brutal. And it wasn't even winter time. It was April. It was April, 1 month ago. 2 months ago.
Yeah.
It was actually brutal. It was just like, I don't know.
Wild.
It is wild. Dude, there's so many things. I was calling the airport in Fredericton, trying to like get in conversation with like the development manager and stuff, and like see what takes into
That kind of stuff. That'd be interesting.
running and growing an airport and
Yeah.
all the factors. But we're gonna end on that note because I guarantee you those cameras are gonna turn off soon. Jacob Church, everybody, Absolute Podcast. Sorry, this was kind of all over the place. Little last minute of a podcast, and
I don't think you have any excuses for it. I think it was great.
I don't know. I think it was just.
I think it was great just the way it was.
I think you're great just the way it was. Change it up.
I finna flip the switch. It really just flipped the switch for me.
Tail flip.
Yeet.
Oh,
Yeet.
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 Nobody knows what we're doing right now. Actually, that camera might be picking it up. Should we just let it go until the cameras turn off, and that'll be the end of the pod? Oh, that's it. And
I heard two.
yeah, these two turned off. And people in their car listen to this part.
And
I'm just gonna walk over there.
Pew, pew, goodbye.